Peggy 12. Peggy.
Guys, I think we have a connection. It's the updates, the weekly updates that we are doing, but it's quite empty. I'm here sitting alone because we are hard at work. But I have to say, we are, how much is it again? I think 73% in the Kickstarter. I also wanted to welcome the rate of, here, I did see some stuff, Psykid again. Thank you so much for joining. Like we are doing this now every week, we're doing an update about the Kickstarter, about Deliver Us Home, everything that we are doing, all the development that Remco, Sander, Koen and I are doing and pushing into this, especially for the people that are backing the game, everything above a certain pledge is actually getting the demo, and we want to have a very easy experience and kind of the best atmosphere that you can get. But let me dive into the chat real fast. I see Mars Attack, nice to see you again. Wijnand, I got a very nice message and something that he made, kind of to make more awareness on the Kickstarter and what we are doing. More on that later. But Wijnand, thank you so much for your effort and time that you put into us. Very much appreciated. I see the Ginny. I'm not sure if I'm saying it, a 1-tier subscriber. Thank you for joining the cult here. Then, who else? Rockstar, nice to see you here. Psykid, CHM Interactive, always nice to see you here as well. I know Cardigan, if you're watching this back, that you can never be here on time because we are doing this just when you're driving home, I believe. But just a quick hi to Cardigan as well. And always a name that I can never speak correctly, or I can never pronounce correctly. Ifevis UK. Welcome back. But nice to see you. What I wanted to speak about is a bit more about how this whole thing kind of started. And a bit for the people that know us, maybe this is a little bit of a repeat, but we once started very, kind of ambitiously, just on a kitchen table, starting with a horror project. Then we dove into a very early idea of Deliver Us the Moon. And then we started to think about, like, how can we actually make this happen in this world? And it's quite scary. It's a very scary thing to start something from zero, to have nothing and there's nobody telling you what to do. You're kind of figuring it out. You're reading books, you're reading blogs, you're talking to people, and you're trying to figure out how to start something like this. How do you make a game? And there's only so much that you can do about this, right? It's mostly it's just starting, but then this whole starting thing is you're discovering a lot of things that you're doing wrong. And this is kind of the same way with us. So when we were starting, we had a whiteboard, we had a few laptops, and we were just making some concept art, coming up with great story elements, but very loosely not connected. And then later on, we were like, okay, this is, if we really want to do this in the right way, we also need to get funded. We need to get some financial stability coming in a sense, to create something on that scale. And of course, we had some subsidies, and that's where it started. We had a subsidy, and then we went into a direction of eventually saying, we need to do a Kickstarter. And this was the first time we did it in 2016, if I'm correct. And we did that, not known. Nobody knew kind of what we were doing. We just had like a small prototype demo of a astronaut going into rocket. We actually had a few prototypes before, but what we did with the Kickstarter was specifically that one. And I believe we sent it to 5,000 content creators and YouTubers. But you can imagine this random company from the Netherlands sending all this stuff. I was like, oh, what is this about? Like a prototype. It's not even a real game. You know, so people were like, I don't know. So as you can imagine, we didn't get a lot of reaction right away. We did at one point. We got Gronk, the very great content creator from Germany, doing a Twitch live stream. And I remember my brother and I, we had like a very small Twitter page, and the phone started to spin from the table, and we thought we were hacked or something. We thought there was something wrong, or something went terribly wrong, and we got hacked, and we needed to change, I don't know, maybe even company names to some extent. But no, it was actually a lot of people, they were sending us messages, and they were sending very beautiful messages, very kind and supportive. And this was 2 weeks prior to the Kickstarter release. So we were not live on Kickstarter yet. So I think they smashed our Twitter page from like 200 followers to 6,000 or even a little bit higher. And so many kind messages about this prototype that we created, and we said, "Wow, this is great. This is awesome. This is kind of like we hit some sort of unicorn." So we started these live streams. We started to say, "Okay, we need to react on every one of them, and we need to show kind of what it does to us, what it does to a company." Because mainly when you see these projects, it's kind of like bigger than life. Like there's no really a personality to it. There's no person that you can talk to, a team or whatever. And we wanted to do that a little bit different. We wanted to show like who we are, and that we were a small team with big ambitions, and trying to make the connection to a community, to the internet, like a little bit more personal. And so we did. And we eventually got a successful Kickstarter because of that. And mostly because we got a little bit lucky, of course. Such a high-profile content creator eventually became just a very generous act of just two human beings, or let's say a team and a human being, just being kind to one another. And what that did for us was it not only got our Kickstarter to a successful state, it actually shaped our whole way of doing things as a company, as how we wanted to create this. So eventually that got us to a successful Kickstarter. We could grow the team a little bit. We could travel, and we went to all these events in Europe. So, for example, Gamescom is coming, and stuff in the US. And we were trying to figure out how to get a publisher involved to really ramp this up to the most professional way we knew. So at that point, we found Starbreeze, a Swedish company, and they helped us out. And then we could grow a little bit more, and we actually could finish the game after our Kickstarter, but even more than what we promised in the Kickstarter. We then were thinking about like episodic small releases, but now we could make a full game. So we did that. And then we created that 2 years in development. We were a little bit more quiet. We were still doing quite some live streams, but the pressure of kind of like finishing this game was very important to us. And we did. And then some unfortunate events is that the publisher at the time that we're working with had some like internal like issues. There were some releases not going so well, and we were a very small fish in that pond. They were a big company, and as you can imagine, they needed to shift their focus on something else. Meaning, kind of like we were forced to kind of split ways. So we became indie again, which was quite tough. We needed to kind of let go of a lot of people in our company. This was harsh. Like, we were very young and green as entrepreneurs, as people that make a game and game development and itself. So we needed to let go of like a big part of the team and try to finish this game and release it ourselves. We did. We did this as well. So now we finished the game with the resources that we have, because of course after so many years, eventually you are kind of running low. So we released the game, and that's a very exciting sound of thunder here in the back. I'm not sure if you guys hear it as loud as I'm hearing it here, but then we released it ourselves. We didn't have like a console version yet because this was very expensive to get it there. So what we did is we released it ourselves on Steam with an open ending. And what we discovered real fast is people really loved the atmosphere of Deliver Us the Moon, and they wanted more. They felt a bit cheated even in the end, and they're like, oh, why is this story kind of like stopping at this point? Is this the game? So we promised to finish the game, and for everybody that bought the game, that we put the finished content, of course, for free. For everybody that backed the game or kind of bought the game. Some sort of kind of almost early access, but with a narrative game, it sounds a bit different. So we did, and during that time we were also searching for another team and another publisher, another partner to help us out, especially on the console edition, because we knew that a lot of our players were PlayStation and Xbox users. After like an insane event amount, we went to San Francisco, to Los Angeles, and then also to Boston, and we talked to everybody. We talked to everybody you can imagine. From PlayStation to Xbox to people from Valve, from all the publishers that you can even imagine, localization companies to maybe make some sort of deal to make sure that we get it to PlayStation and Xbox. Even trying to Nintendo at the time. We eventually found Wired Productions, and Wired Productions, I remember the conversation. It was with Al, and he said, like, this is amazing, we know you guys, we want this, but so many things in the pipeline, so probably after 2 months we can review it. So I looked at my brother, I was like, okay, I'm sure this is not gonna cut it. But then he came back and he said, like, no, we're actually gonna fast forward this. And what happened eventually is a week after those events, we got invited to London. We signed a deal for Deliver Us the Moon. We made sure to postpone the full release a little bit so we can do it together with Wired, and that actually made us a bit more sustainable, just to survive, not to grow, to survive as a company. And we are very thankful for Wired for doing that and for helping us out, making this dream come true. But you can't imagine, like, this is tough. This is really rough to create something like this and to make sure that you pay people around you and to have that kind of sustainable and stable. And of course, then we continue. We had some other ideas as well, philosophical idea that wasn't really in the biggest shape at that point. But we also had an idea to make another one. It was already kind of part of a longer idea, a bigger idea that we had. Even the third one, even Deliver Us Home, was already kind of like part of the trilogy that we had in mind at that time. But yeah, step by step, you can't do it all at the same time. So we did that, we tried it, and eventually we were kind of like a semi-large team, which is also quite expensive. Every month you were paying that. And at one point, like Wired was helping us, so we were trying to figure out like if we could do it, and they really wanted to have Deliver Us Mars as well. And then we were lucky enough that while we were pitching another idea, then Frontier came, and they really wanted to have the sequel as well. They were fortunate enough to have the funding already available, and they could kind of confirm that for the next so many years, they could confirm we can create this. So very bittersweet, because we kind of wanted to stay with Wired as well, but this was just something that came on our path, and then we said like, okay, let's try this out. Like maybe this actually can follow the ambition that we wanted with the studio. So we did that, went to Frontier, and we developed Deliver Us Mars with them. A little bit larger scale, the budget was a little bit larger, the team was larger as well, and we tried a few new tricks to kind of to ramp up on the ambition, see what we could do. And we did. For the people that played it, you can see kind of the differences between Deliver Us the Moon and Deliver Us Mars, kind of what we were trying to do and how kind of to ramp up kind of on this narrative adventure. Fast forward kind of to the release of this part. Also, a bit of an unfortunate event is that the publishing entity of Frontier decided to kind of not continue in like third-party publishing, meaning kind of they held back and they said like, okay, we're going to focus on our own development. And they have been an incredible partner, great, but at that point, of course, you can imagine that we couldn't continue anymore. So some people would ask us like, why are you doing a Kickstarter now if you already have these publishers? But it's a tough business, and especially during the last like 2-3 years, it's been incredibly hard to pitch these ideas, even if they are good, even if they are lucrative, and make sure that they see the light of day. And therefore, eventually, we were forced to, and also like the other pitches that we had, some other ideas, we were pitching on all these events. It was just hard for people to commit. So when we went back with the team, we said, okay, so what do people know us from, or what do people like about us? And it's of course our Deliver Us universe. And we said then, okay, maybe we can do it on our own. Maybe we can do a Kickstarter again. But you can imagine, like, after a certain time of trying with a very large team, the burn rate is very, very high. This brought us into trouble. And for the people that kind of follow us, we were eventually forced to let go of the whole team. Not something we wished. Like, we had the beautiful team together with an amazing momentum. But then sometimes you have to face reality and you have to kind of let that go. Then again, we heard it as well. People are like, okay, but you'd let go of the team. How can you actually make the game then what you're trying to propose here with the prototype and Deliver Us Home? But we did this before. We started Deliver Us the Moon exactly the same way. We got a lot of experience. We can stand on the shoulders of the whole team, creating all these assets for Deliver Us. And this is why we said, okay, let's push for this and let's use in the best way possible what we know now from Deliver Us the Moon and Deliver Us Mars. What we can combine, maybe some stuff that we expanded on, which was maybe not as necessary for Deliver Us Mars. We want to kind of hit the same quality level for Deliver Us Home as that you can see with Mars and Moon. The only thing is we need to be very smart about like how to do this and how to get this kind of over the finish line. And we believe we got something really cool. And this is something for the people that already played the prototype and saw it, they could really see kind of what we are going for. But for the people that are backing, and that's incredibly helpful if you do. And of course, you can only pledge for something that you can afford. So don't go over the line. Even if you say something about it, even if you can share something about it, it's already incredibly helpful. What I wanted to say is like, it's tough. It's very tough in the industry. Even this Kickstarter is very difficult. Like, we are pushing it on every front. Maybe I can tell you a little bit as well. I wrote some stuff down. Is that with the campaign that we are doing with a small team, it's just Koen, me, Sander, and Remco. So we are doing everything, making the prototype, doing the Kickstarter, so all the campaign, making the screenshots, talking to content creators, influencers, talking to press, PR, Steam page updates, pictures, tweets, social media. Everything is kind of like resting on our shoulders at this point. Streams like this, I'm now alone here, so there's nobody helping out at this point. And that's tough. And some people can't see that because they maybe assume that there's a very large team behind this, but everything we do on our own at this point. So think about the future game show. This is really hard. There's always like big campaigns and people PRing kind of their way in or maybe paying. They were kind enough to help us out. Like, they know our situation, so that is lovely. Then podcasts, interviews, radios, talking to virtual photographers, content creators, advertisements. Think about like Facebook advertisements, Instagram advertisements, Twitter advertisement, LinkedIn advertisement. Of course, we don't want to spend so much, so we had a lot of help from friends. We had people like Press Engine from Garrett, for example, helping us out in shooting it to all these news outlets. And that's great. We have Wired helping out. We Wired creators, kind of like spreading kind of some keys to the game for people to play the game. It's virtual photographers, but it's also creators that share it with the people, with their communities. And this is every day we are doing this. Every day we are pushing it as much as we can. So sometimes we get a message as well where people say, hey, we need to push a little harder and we need to do this. We are doing anything that we can with kind of the resources that we have to push this over the line. It's hard. And I hope that anybody that's joining and seeing this, like this is our passion, this is our love, like this is our love message to game making. It's almost insane that we are continuing. Like, I think many people would already throw in the towel, you know. They say, okay, this is it, this is too hard. We love it too much. We want to continue. We love to create this game. And I think we can do it together. I think with this Kickstarter, we can do it with you guys. And I love to make this. And the whole team is just Sander, Remco, and Koen and I. And of course, if we can make this happen, we probably not grow any bigger. Just a few people extra to make sure that we can do this. I'm gonna start to play the game, guys, so sorry for my whole big rant, but I think it's important for you guys to know, for new people and maybe old people, to know a bit of the story in why we do this. It's really a family business in that extent. Let me say as well, here I see I see a very large text here. Self-supporting FR, hello, sorry for bothering you. I want you to offer promotion. Okay, I don't know what this is, but price is low. There's nothing that we can pay at this point. So thank you for your services. It's very kind of you, but we can't spend anything. Everything should be in the game. Everything should be spent wisely into making this Kickstarter come true, making this game the best game possible. That's how we spend our money at this point. Psykid, love the music. Thank you for that. Sander is always doing an amazing job. Skalishi, from the train home. Oh, you're in the train track. Thank you for joining in the train. I'm not sure. I hope I don't disturb like any other passengers in like the silent coupe, you know. Hotspots, nice to see you here as well. And I see here Mars Attack. Okay, you're waving. Oh, there's a little bit. Sir Farmalot, I think. Interesting to also hear about the hard times you faced. And Preserve too. Like we say, right now, it is tough. It's really tough, guys. And the only thing is what we need. I can be extremely transparent for you guys. Like, we need awareness. There's a lot of people there discovering Deliver Us Home, and they love Deliver Us the Moon, and they love Deliver Us Mars. But we need to reach them, and one big thing to reach them. So if you think about efficiency, so how do we do this? Of course, if you spend 10,000 euros on advertisement, then you can reach those people, but we don't have that money. We are still kind of figuring it out. We are still trying to stabilize things here in the company. So what we can do is, of course, creators, big content creators, streamers, Twitch partners, everybody that you know, if we can spread the word. Tomorrow we're gonna make a message. I think we're gonna make a tweet, maybe a small video where we are asking people to not only back the game, but then also maybe share that message and see if we can reach those people that they say, whoa, if we knew this, we would kind of like to play that game. And that's where we really need. Like, we need some bigger attention, especially for the last stretch. We have just one more week to go. And of course, it's going to ramp up a little bit. Kickstarter is going to help out as well. But to really get it over the line, the last 25K, we need to do anything that we can. So if you have ideas and stuff, or people or friends, it doesn't matter if they have big channels or not, you can be very helpful if you can maybe tell them, like, hey, do you have some time to play this? Is that something in their ballpark? Is that something they like to play? It's a prototype demo, so it's not a full game. It's just a small glimpse of an atmosphere that we're trying to portray. And we're gonna play it in a bit. Then another thing what helps is, you know, sometimes it's tough to find motivation, especially when things are turning against you. Things are tough, like logistics and stuff that are happening as a company and these things. Like, can be very demotivating. So what you can do, help, for example, send something nice to my brother at Twitter, for example, like send something nice to Sander or Remco. If you follow them on Twitter, send just a nice message, like keep it up and go strong. Like, they can really use it. Like, you can't imagine how much that means, even if it's just waking up, open a tweet, and they say, actually, you shouldn't really open your phone after you wake up, but maybe an hour after that, but just a small motivation, it helps. And some people actually do. We get these messages, sometimes via LinkedIn, via Twitter. It's beautiful, and it really pushes you through those days, pushes you through the moments when we're in doubt, we were like getting a bit scared, you know, and we were like, can we even make this? Is this possible? Can we make this, you know? And that is very helpful. So we need to create some more awareness. That's what we are doing, and that's what we also kind of do as the strategy for the next 7 days. Is we're gonna push it, we're gonna talk to more content creators. Hopefully we get some more like high established ones, because the more kind of spread we have, the more people know about this, the better kind of success we can get to get this over the finish line. Also, people that are VPs, we've talked to a few ones, and these virtual photographers, sharing those great screenshots is helpful. It makes people aware of, like, what is this about, and they're kind of doing some research themselves. So thank you for that. Also, guys, because I'm talking so much, I hope I answer some questions by this talk. And the whole reason we are doing these streams is because I want to be transparent. I want to do this with you guys. There's no hiding. There's just the intention of creating something beautiful together, and doing this with a extremely talented and passionate team. It's small, but we can do a lot with this small team. Let me see as well. I see a little bit here. CHM, viability is everything you have done so far is amazing. Thank you so much. I remember finding you through Gronk Let's Play game tests back then. Did you try to reach him? And can you yes, we do. We do send a message, and we tend to send another message tomorrow. Then again, like people shouldn't feel obligated to do anything. It's I know people already did a lot, and especially Gronk and Pandoria, they did a lot for us already. And it's always like too much to ask, right? But we will ask anyway. But then again, like we are already very thankful for everything that they did for us. So we can totally imagine that their schedule is full and that they can do something else. But if they do, of course, that is incredibly helpful. Guys, I think I'm done kind of talking with this. But if this kind of sparked any question, please let me know. But what I want to do, guys, is I want to play the game. So let me go to, I hope it works because I'm here alone. Mission control, it's just Polly. Polly and mission control. Let me see if I can do it. Yes, I think we did it here. And the fun part is you can play with controller. So for the people that eventually get the game, get the prototype demo, because this is not the full game, this is just a prototype demo, and I will show you something as well here. We continue. Is somebody said to me, it's like, hey guys, there's some textures missing. And funny enough, we actually make this a very polished version already, and of course there's textures missing. There's like little things floating around. It's not a finished product. It's just we polished it quite extremely for a prototype. This is not how a normal prototype should look like. Normally it's more of a gray box or a white box state. And for example, just to show you a little bit of like what you can imagine is kind of more blockouts. So for example, if you look at this structure here, you see it's kind of without textures. Normally a prototype should kind of only consist of these things, or not normally, it depends a bit like in which state you are. But of course we are releasing this commercially as well for the people that are backing the game, backing us on Kickstarter, helping us out. It's also interesting to see like how these things are made, you know. So sometimes we left it in also because we just simply didn't have enough time to texture these things. But it's also good for you guys to see. It's like, okay, it's a prototype demo, so be kind. It's of course, if you fall through the level and you find like a hole or there's maybe some textures not aligning, forgive us, really forgive us. It's very far away, the screen, so I can't really pronounce the name good, but I see Exo Archangel. I think that's what I'm seeing here. But Bush is really good. Thank you. And I think we're getting closer. So it's the last week of Kickstarter, but anything that we can do to get more attention is possible. So we were already, because we played quite a bit already in the last few streams. So what I wanted to do, already got the jetpack here, and what I wanted to do is, together with the people that didn't do this yet, is we got the Morse code action. So let's see here. We played a lot. There's a lot of like pickup things, but there's just a specific part I want to show. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I want to show a few things we haven't shown in the stream yet. But first, I like to solve something together with you guys, and it's the Morse code. And for the people that joined the other stream, they remember we need to solve something. So I'm not going to write something down. You guys need to help me solve this. So for people who know Morse code, that's the first one. Oh, and it's gone again. So you have dots and dashes. So let me see. We need to find some sort of code. So we need to kind of figure out what it is. Here we go. The first one. I think it's only dots. And it's always 5. So, or at least at this point. So it's a little like puzzle that we can solve. So keep track of it, guys. I believe it's 5 dots, or 5 dots. So let's go to the next one. But I will not remember it, so you need to help me. Only dashes? Ooh. Help me out, guys. You need to help me out because I won't figure this out. So it's dots because eventually I'll show you. Okay, I will show you. But first we got this. Ooh. We need to figure it out eventually. So dots and dashes, and eventually will be numbers. So the second one, I believe, was only dashes, right? Okay, so that's number 2, or at least it's not number 2, but it's the second one that we have. So 2 more. Ooh. Where are we? Oh. What is this, guys? How many dots? How many dashes? Okay, let's see. I hope somebody gets it. I hope somebody helps me out here. Funny part is this is programmed by Remco and it's always different. So the code is not the same. For everybody needs to kind of go through the system. It's always different. Okay. Last one. Ooh. Okay, guys. I hope somebody can help me out because I will walk. Because we know how to use it. Because we showed this last time as well. Therefore, I will not pretend that we don't know where to go. We need to go downstairs because there's this garage. And we need to figure this one out. So somebody help me out. Oh wait, I need to actually show you guys the Morse code. You can also search up on the internet because it's the same. So, who remembers the first, the second, the third, and the fourth Morse code sent to it? It corresponds to these things. So, what will be the number? 5070. Oh, okay. Well, let's try. If I get. Okay. 5, 0. Is it 0, 7? Oh! Oh, it's wrong. Okay, oh, that's funny. Okay, let's go. 5. I see another one. 5072. Okay. Is it? It's also wrong. Okay. Oh, no way. Are we not getting this? Then we have to go back and we have to listen again. What is it? Okay, well, we're gonna try again. 5078. Ooh. Okay, let's see. 5078. Also no. Oh no. Okay. I see one more. Now we're starting to guess, I guess. Is it 5073? This is some backseat gaming action here. Oh, it's also not good. Oh no. Brute force. Okay, I see one more. I can't see it. 0001. Okay, guys, I think we have to go back. This is not it. I can tell you, it's definitely. Maybe we should have done that. Maybe should this work? No lead. Okay. Wait 1 second. Okay, guys, we have to go back. We do it again. That makes it a bit longer because I actually wanna go somewhere because there is something cool inside. I think some people already know. It's called a rover. We have to do it again. Oh my god. Okay. We failed. But also, guys, like I didn't even track it. Here we go. We go back to the beginning. Try one more time. Okay. Let's go. First cut. I believe it's only dots. I don't hear a dash. Okay, we go to the second one. It's only dashes. Okay, that's the second one. Okay, now it gets more complicated, I believe. The third one. I believe 1 dash, 4 dots. Not sure. Funny enough, I'm actually not that good at this. Like I make these mistakes as well. So you guys are not crazy. I make a lot of the mistakes. So every time I do a playthrough to check on bugs and stuff, for some reason I sometimes do it correctly at once. Most of the time I'm not, and sometimes I actually need to go back. Okay, last one. Okay, do we get this, guys? So, that's 0. It seems like it starts with 0 and ends with 0. Then you have like, oh wait, actually I'm not saying it right. It starts with 5. 0, I believe. Then something in between. It's 5, 0, 6, 0. Did we try it already? I think. Is it? Oh, I see. I see more codes coming in. We gotta try them all, guys. Okay, it's funny. So it's changing. But then again, for people that are joining us, like, what are you guys doing? What is this Morse code about? This is just a small puzzle, and what you can imagine with Deliver Us Home, what we want is something that we did more in Deliver Us the Moon than we did in the Deliver Us Mars. Is we want to have more one-offs. So small puzzles that are kind of something new, something fresh. Okay, let me try the first one. It's 5071. Oh, the Grimnir is now part of Colony. Welcome. Okay, 5. I don't think this is right, but 071. Oh, that's wrong. What did I say? 5060? Okay, guys. Did somebody guess that? Or was it just me now? Okay. Oh well, we made this, so it should be a bit weird if I couldn't guess it. Okay, so one thing I have to say, I'm not sure who kind of joined in last time, is I already acquired something. And what you can see here is a crafting system. And this crafting system shows some stuff that we need. We needed to get a radio antenna. We already created it for kind of the Morse code to work, to receive the transmission. The thrusters, we needed to have our robot working, our companion, but then as well we needed to have a rover jumper cable. I already made it, so we can kind of continue here. So, that's what we need here. Interact cable is attached to it, but this is something you needed to create with your resources around it. Oh, there was an echo. Okay, so guys, that was really tough. It's dots, dashes, and echo, so there was a lot of echo. I'm sorry about that. But I like to do this. Then as well, somebody said, I saw a Let's Play, so here's some batteries and stuff. And they said, wow, isn't this kind of in the future, like on this planet? Like, why is this like a diesel motor here? Of course, these things are going to change, but it's just kind of like to push you into a perspective here to see like, hey, these things are here. Of course, in the full game and in the full experience, it's going to be a little bit more deliberate and all the assets used and stuff. But for now, we said like, okay, just let's make it work. So we see how it works. It seems a bit weird to have this electrical thing being charged by this not so use of resources. Let me see. But this is what I wanted to do, guys. So, okay, Ace. Also, look at this. I got my real one here. Okay. Let's drive this. Ooh. Okay. Get it out of here. Okay. So, I'm not sure. We never played this part, I believe. So, but so don't worry about it, guys. So these things with like a generator and stuff, we are all gonna fix. But yeah, you get the point, and sometimes you need to kind of like figure something out to make the puzzle work, to make it cohesive on kind of the story that we're trying to tell. But these small things we sometimes leave in as well for you guys to see. It's like, okay, I get it. So we are now at this part. I'm actually looking at the wrong screen. Here we go. It was way up. So one thing I wanted to say about this rover is a lot of people know the rover. Look at that. Put it on there. Ooh, okay, so don't go any further here. Let's exit. Nice Aurora here. Big rover. But can you, as you can imagine, yeah, so this doesn't work. Scannable here. Oops, I forgot about that. You couldn't see it. I can read it here. Kind of all the stuff. Containers. It's from the beginning. All the kind of notifications I didn't read. So I just went fast through it to get to this part. But then again, of course, most of the things that you see, your mission log, will all be part of your Astra tool. But think about this. You are as an astronaut, think about the utility that you have, but also think about the utility that this would have. The rover, and think about your robots. And this is kind of how you kind of figure out your way through the game on a very open, linear way. Shiny, but then again, something so odd about this, huh? It's this beam here. We are going there. But there's one thing that we didn't show, and all the credits to Remco, because we were figuring some stuff out. And for the people that played Deliver Us the Moon and Deliver Us Mars, we got something interesting here. They know maybe the docking sequence. Oh, wait a second. I need to interact again. Never played this with controller, by the way. So shift. Here we go. For the people that know, is of course there is a space sequence where you need to dock your ship. But this is kind of a small iteration. Just a small little puzzle to correct the bridge. Let me see. You see here, of course. Ooh. A little bit to the back. Okay. Let me see. Forward. Still figuring this out. How this is working, okay. So turn. And there's just like small stuff. Like for example, the UI that you see now still needs to kind of give you a little bit more feedback. So am I doing it good? Am I getting it corrected here? Okay, so I'm still turning. Let me see. I need to go a bit to the back. Okay, to the back, to the back, to the back. And then turn it a little bit more. Am I still doing it? Yes. So we get this like little puzzle here as well. Here we go. Sorry, somebody's saying, if I got a license for this. If you see how I play, probably not. First time operating this ferry here. Here we go. Set it up in motion. For example, you see now, put it into motion, but you should have a little bit more feedback in UI. But then again, I wanted to show this it's a prototype demo. Like there's a few of these like things and guidance and stuff that's still not in. You need to kind of be aware. It's a prototype demo. It can't show everything. Oh, wait a second. Wow, I think I kind of like fall through here a little bit. That was not what we wanted. We fell through the containers. Okay. Back on track. Let me see if I got the license for this one. So as you can imagine, why we did this, because nobody in the first two games you could kind of see the cockpit of like the rover and stuff and kind of be in there, but kind of provokes a bit on what we want to do, as in the utility that you can use. It's maybe also a bit of a safe space. Not reveal too much, but maybe it's a bit more than just a rover. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Driving on this part. Still see some little artifacts here on the lighting bakes. Also not something that is intended, but it's something that is just like part of the prototype. Here we go. The spire. Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go. Slowly align it again. Here we go. On the pressure plates. There we go. Alright. Get out of here. Come in, buddy. Let's get in here. I'm not going to do the whole thing, but I just wanted to show you something. I wanted to show you something that's still is a remnant of our level designers that unfortunately are not with us anymore. Kevin and Brian. Amazing guys. Amazing people. Incredibly talented in their designs. But look at this, guys. We made a redesign. Remco kind of made a turn because it worked out differently. You see this one in the trailer as well. It's a strange kind of reactor, power, nuclear, it's electro. It's dangerous. Still, for the people, if there's VPs, like virtual photographers watching, I haven't seen a lot of shots from this space. Very curious. As you can see, here, maybe I can show you a little bit here. Boom. Now we are in photo mode, guys. Ooh. What can I do? Free camera? Ooh, let me see if that works. Photo mode. I haven't really showcased this, but we can make some cool photos. Hey, I'm not like a photographer like you guys on the VPs are doing this way better. But yeah, here, look at that. Even with the controller working out. Here, free camera. There's still a little bit of like small box in this photo mode action, but you know, I would like to see some VPs going onto this pace. You know, here, maybe some natural framing through the natural framing. No, but guys, like have some fun with this. Like this is really cool. Let me see. Yeah, back to the game. Okay. Very curious. Let me say that's awesome. Oh wait, let me press start for a little bit. It's very loud here. Ooh, okay, she's an inspector. Is there no loss? You don't need a license. We haven't seen any people. I don't expect any police to check my license here on this. Where are we exactly? We don't know. We don't know. But I don't expect any people checking up on me, any authorities. So, fair enough. He's just driving like my grandpa. Hey, people are better drivers. Maybe I'm better at game design and making games like this. But we'll see. Definitely see here food cheese. Man, the cheese is oozing. That's awesome. I'm so excited. I'm happy that you are. And I see more. I need to be a little bit higher. I can read it. Ooh, I think Sora Terenesi. Not so. Hey everyone. I can't really read the name because it's super tiny on the screen. It's quite far away. But I see CH but you are not driving the planets of the apes thing. You think it's different planets, but it's Earth all the time. Who knows? I can't confirm or deny if this is Earth or not. Maybe it's a bit more vague. And the thing is, what I can reveal is we will go a bit more existential. Maybe keep it there. It will be very mysterious, but it will be a bit more existential than you might expect. What else do I see? 10 out of 10 on each eye. I wear lenses. Maybe those help. We'll see. But then again, of course, guys, we had some like small puzzle that you can see, but we'll also think about these more platforming action. So can I make this? Oh no! Oh, so sad. But of course, you can imagine there's like a fail state. There's like stuff to do. So think about this game for people that are joining in and they don't know anything. We're now on Kickstarter. We are trying to get this game funded. We are trying to make this game. And for everybody that backs the game, they will get the prototype demo and you can see what we are doing. And we wanna develop this with you guys. So the more feedback we get, the more kind of stuff that people have struggles with, and the more that people enjoy. Of course, we're gonna put more into this. This is a little bit more platforming, dangerous, but okay, we need to be a little bit more fast. Okay, Oh, are we gonna do this? How are we gonna do this? Do we need to get a double jump? Yeah, I think. Are we gonna do this? Oh, no. Too fast. So bad. I've played it so much. It's kind of funny to act out as if I don't know how to do this. But the thing is, I also don't want to show too much because we are kind of nearing the end of this. That's important. Guys, also, if it provokes any questions, if you provoke on the design, on kind of what we are trying to do here, please let me know. This astronaut is going to help out. Okay, so we got the run. We got the run. Oh, and again. It's not working, huh? Can we ever get to that ending? Or am I not going to show it? Am I going to leave you on the cliffhanger? No, guys, actually, I do going to leave you there. So, as you can see, there's multiple of this. You need to kind of platform your way through. And then kind of reveal a little bit of the existential part I was saying. But then again, guys, if there's VP watching, I would love to see more photos of this part. Yeah, let's see what's there. Wait, is that an elevator? Okay, but I'm gonna leave it up to this point. So I'm actually gonna leave it for the cliffhanger on the reactor phase. Switch back. Woo! It's getting too hot. It's getting too hot. It's getting too close to the ending, and I, of course, want to leave a little bit. Of course, you can also look at some people. They have put it on YouTube, but I would say for the people that are kind of waiting to back the game, we are 7 days away from the finish line. We still have 25% to go, a little bit more. It's tough. It's a tough stretch. We are doing anything on our part to push it over that edge, and everything that you can do to kind of amplify our message, amplify our Kickstarter is very much appreciated. Let me see what else I see in the chat here for a second. Who is building these parkours? These dead runs, you mean? That's why everyone is not there. Everyone died from just trying to do it. No, of course, it evokes some questions. It evokes a little bit, it's like, why is this like all a bit like sabotaged? And for the people that played our games, they know there's always people with different agendas and entities with different agendas. And sometimes the chaos of life also gives you some struggles, literally in reality, but also in our game. So let me see, with enough bodies down there, you will be able to walk across. Maybe we should make it multiplayer. Amount of kind of bodies kind of be there, eventually make a nice bodily bridge. You gave great ideas, guys. Like, it's getting a little bit more to the first thing that we wanted to do, a horror game. It's not so much a horror game, but what you can expect is a little bit more of these threatening situations, maybe a bit more horrific, but we'll see. We'll see how far we can stretch it, but we'll definitely not be, I don't know, we won't kind of be shying away from these things. Let me say it that way. 4K every day, and we are done. Ooh, that's a good point. Jam the machines with our bodies. Okay, it's getting a bit weird. No, but guys, that's what I wanted to tell you. The next week, because next week, of course, is gonna be the finish line week. So I believe next Thursday is gonna be the end of our Kickstarter. And we need to get over that finish line, because Kickstarter works this way. If you don't get it over that finish line, over the 100K, we don't get anything. So it's quite unforgiving in that sense. That makes it extra important to get it. Also, some people ask us, like, why don't you maybe make the deadline a bit longer? It doesn't work really like that. So yes, I believe they made some new features where there's kind of after pledges, but it's not really working that way. You need to be successful to even get there. So it's very, very important that we do anything in our power, anything kind of to get our eyes on that Kickstarter, make people aware that the Kickstarter is there, and then we will do it. There's things like Kickstarter is going to help out. Tomorrow we're going to send out a nice message. We're going to send to a lot of more people. For the people that are saying like, okay, but how do we request a key? Like, how do we come in contact with you? Of course, you can try every channel. Sometimes we forget a bit. For example, Facebook is a bit old-fashioned, so we are less reactive on there, but we are more reactive on Twitter. Just bother us. We don't mind. Just bother us. Send us stuff. Send us motivation. Send us anything is very helpful. We are gonna push for. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to say. If you want, if you know some people that are streamers, partners at Twitch, or YouTubers, content creators, Instagram photographers, OnlyFans users, like I don't know how far that goes, but if they want to request a key, they can do it at Keymailer. That's a very easy program for us. Then again, I got the question as well for the people that actually back the game on Kickstarter. They were afraid they need to make a Keymailer account. No, this is all going through Kickstarter. So the moment we are successful, everybody gets the key to the prototype demo. You don't need a Keymailer for that. So that's going to be arranged a bit differently. What else can I say, guys? Let me see the last thing here. Every day, that's the last thing. Okay, guys, we are going to be open and transparent about everything. It's going to be a tough last week. We're going to squeeze everything out of ourselves to get it. I can't wait for you guys to play the demo. I'm so curious how you guys liking this atmosphere, if you can feel it, if you can feel what we are trying to do here. Let's get this Kickstarter over the line. That's the main priority at this point. Let's push it. Then again, for you guys, only do what you can afford. So even if you can't afford to back the Kickstarter, or even if you're not able to, anything that you can do if you want to help us out is amplify the message on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Anything that you can do is helpful. If you just want to send us some motivations or a kind DM, that's also very helpful. For now, I think I want to leave you with, let me see, fingers crossed, let's do it. Rockstar, exactly. We're going to push for it. For the people that joined the stream, and thank you for the raid as well. That's very kind. Thank you for joining. Let's get this over the line. Next week, we are going to do a very special stream. So when we are against that last part, the last day, expect like a ridiculous stream. Like I'm going to stream for maybe 3, 4, maybe 5 hours. I don't know. But I want you to witness how we are doing this. I want you to witness that we are crossing this over the line, and you can see our reaction of the team, and we're going to have some fun with it. And it's going to be amazing. So guys, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for joining this. Keep our tweets and our messages in place. Also, if you like to see beautiful screenshots of EPs, every day we are sharing a daily feature on our Instagram page, Deliver Us Home. But guys, thank you so much for your support and everything that you guys do. It really means the world to us. It really makes it or breaks it. Like if we can get it, it breaks the dream. So we really need to get it over the finish line. For now, I will leave you with the trailer, and I will see you next week with a very long stream where we are pushing it over the finish line. So for now, thank you for watching, and see you next time.
Peggy 12. Peggy 12.